Hey, everybody. Check it out. Infinite regression. Stare into the deep darkness of the abyss that is your own soul. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna play Minecraft. Oh, I was watching Olympics. Yep, it's true. Anyway, yeah, I haven't made a video of any sort on my channel in a bit, is because school is underway. And with school underway, it means that the channeling is not as much under the way. Let's work on our house because we were doing a thing with that. So let's get some more of these. There we go. All right. Anyway, so yeah, new school year is off and rolling, and boy, it's interesting. Drama class, you can really feel the absence of the kids who had been there for so long and are now not there anymore. But, bigger and better things for them. Hopefully, they better. I'll be pissed if they don't. Um, I know some of them already have. I know some of them that I might need to yell at before too long. Uh, but yeah, it's an interesting new time because already we have some people who are really, finding their place. I'll tell you this because this is fun. My lovely wife is sitting just to my right, and I haven't even told her this, but I did. I've been saying that it is so very important. Wait, how many? Oh, obviously I can count by then. That's three, so we're going up five. Anyway, but um, I do my darndest to make sure that if nothing else, that my drama class is always a safe place for the weird kids, like, because that's where they belong. I want the weird kids. As a matter of fact, when when the school year ended, I asked the counseling department, like, hey, can I put up posters all over campus saying, like, hey, are you weird? Because if you are, we've got a place for you. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, and if you have any weird kids come in, like, tell them that we have drama because we do. So, anyway, I've gotten some weird kids. I've gotten some kids who are maybe a little less weird, and we'll see how it shakes out. Um, because yeah, it's always so you're always gonna get a little bit of a mixed bag. There are always gonna be those who are a little more into it, those who are a little more reserved and whatnot. But I'll tell you this: I've already had one student tell me that even though it's only been a couple of days, that she really feels safe and secure in my class. And she asked me to call her by a different name and that she can use different pronouns as well, which is a thing that I talked about. This is the year the GSA gets underway, which is freaking exciting. Talk about dedicated safe spaces. We're finally going to have a dedicated safe space for all the wonderful LGBTQ kids, um, many of which are in drama to the surprise of no one. But yeah, like wonderful children who need a place where they can be accepted and welcomed and all of that. So I'm very excited about all these things. So yeah, there's some exciting things happening. I have my new honors class, which is some of the bench. I need a bench. Anyway, I should put one down here somewhere because obviously, um, that's a thing to do. You know what? Let's put one. Let's do an in-ground one right here by the Yeah, we'll just do a bench and a furnace right here next to the. Oh, I need more. Let's get them birch and timbers. Anyway, so yeah, drama class is underway. And I always have to remind myself, even those kids who were so great at it and really helped make the program what it is, they all started somewhere as well. Like, we didn't all start off just killing it from the get go. What? Night comes suddenly. Uh, Maybe I'll lie
It's
down.
gonna be a red moon.
Oh,
Like, yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of zombies. You need to get in your
yeah,
house.
I better. Yeah. Anyway, uh, so I don't have a house built yet. I'm working on it. Uh, Anywho's it's so. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to put my bed over here because there's monsters behind these walls over yonder. Anyway, freshman class hasn't been too bad thus far. Don't have any specific complaints there yet. We'll see. We shall see. And quite frankly, there's some things I'm already worried about, but you know, we'll do what we do. We'll get to what we get to. Because every single semester has its challenges, and you got to meet them as they come. That's just the way it goes. Um, all right. So let's see. Did we get all five levels here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I just want to make sure that 5 is the level we went on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay.
Oh, it's late.
Anyway, yeah, it is late. I don't want to go too late on this recording my own self, just because I know that it's late, and I know that I've got sleeping to do, rest to get, etc. But there we go. Just give myself a stone pickaxe so that I can, take out my scaffolding such as tis. Anyway, it's a really interesting school year thus far because it is so wildly full of hope for me. Like I don't know, I've got a lot of hope in my heart, and that's not always how I feel at the beginning of a school year. Um, I know that I should, but I don't necessarily. So, don't don't get all over my back on this business. You know, I got my own struggles and such not. But for real, there are a lot of things I'm really looking forward to. And even though we've already had some, we'll call them minor setbacks. They're not gonna kill us. Like, oh, geez, I didn't make slabs. Anyway, one of my seniors, one of my real seasoned actors, somebody that I was really hoping that I could count on this year for a lot of leadership and whatnot, is not going to be able to take my drama class, and that's going to be interesting. Because I already have a lack of leadership at the top. Not that we can't. Oh, come on. I don't have. Oh, I do have an ads. Anyway, not that we can't make do with what we got. I think that the important thing is that I've learned a lot of the lessons that I need to learn about how to make a structured environment where people can feel that they can be themselves and that they can be creative, that they can branch out. All of that is so very important, not just for a drama class, but for, creating a classroom environment in which your students feel valued and accepted, and that is important to me. It's very important to me. So, yeah, and obviously, like, uh, there is some drama, not in my drama class, but there was some drama going on with students in my Bronx time and whatnot, and I am already not a huge fan of how some things have gone, and it kind of sucks when students have this interpersonal drama and whatnot. Like, I really want my students to do well. I don't want them to have a good year, and I don't want anybody to have a crap time because of, let's be honest, stupid things that happen on Snapchat. Hey, Snapchat, have you done anything good for anybody? And I don't mean like enriching your CEO and your investors. Who gives a crap about that? Like, are you a value to us as a society? Because I ain't freaking seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I don't know that there's any positive thing that Snapchat has ever done for anyone in their life. Oh, given a platform to bullies so that they can, so that, because back in my day, you're getting bullied, at least they don't follow you home, you go to your house and your house is your haven. Like, you get a few hours of like not being bullied by your school bullies, and hopefully your home life isn't terrible. um you know but of course, not everyone could say that, which sucks. But uh fact is, most of us, if we were bullied for being all weird and differently and such, not, uh yeah, the fact is, we got a break from it. But thanks to the fine people over at Snapchat, bullies can bully you 24/7. Your phone can start blowing up at 2 in the morning. And who is it? Oh, it's that kid who's like out to make your life a living hell. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know what motivates these people. I've heard all the freaking arguments about it, all of the, psychology, like, oh, they're just jealous or whatnot. That's a lie. Uh, oh, they're insecure. Like, I don't know. Sometimes the bullies are the ones who seem like they got the most, like they are the most secure out of everybody. Anyway, it is not an easy thing to handle, and quite frankly is the kind of stuff I hate handling, because like I had to put up with crap when I was in high school, but I didn't have it nearly as bad as a lot of these kids do, because as the aforementioned, I could not escape it, or I could escape it at least for a little while, and they cannot. So uh yeah, that sucks. So not thrilled with that. But there are some good things happening, and my Bronx time, they're juniors this year, so we got to, we get to start getting real and talking about, like, okay, we've been, laughing and joking around for a couple of years. Time for you to get serious about where your life is going and what you're going to do with it. I've got students who, like, did not do well, um, under COVID, like failed a bunch of classes. A lot of those students have already told me, like, hey, I'm really going to buckle down this year. And I'm like, yeah, let's see it. Like, proof is in the pudding. Make it happen. Like, don't just tell me, show me. Um, but yeah, I really have high hopes. Now, the funny thing is that nothing is assured. Like, COVID cases are climbing once again. Why? Because people didn't get vaccinated when they should have gotten vaccinated, which is insane. You know, the funny thing is that there's so many stories and stuff of people who were able to get the vaccine. Like, I have family members who were able to get it who were like, I don't know if we're going to be able to get it. And I was like, just go down there because you don't know. Because, you know, there was all this stuff where, you know, people will have vials of the vaccine just sitting there and no one's signing up to get it, and if no one's taking it, then it's being wasted, you know, because some of these, like the Pfizer especially, which has to be kept at a very low temperature with liquid type nitrogens and whatnot, like that business uh has a very short shelf life. You gotta, you know, get that vaccine in somebody's arm as quick as you get that vaccine made pretty well, you know, and so there have been all these stories of, you know, pharmacies and other places that have the vaccine who are just trying to give it away basically, and people are not enough people are taking it. So we get these rises in COVID cases, and yeah, why do we get that? Well, because people are not vaccinated. It's a problem, you know. Like I wish that we were as trusting as people during the time of polio. Like it's one thing to just trust blindly what some random kook who calls himself Q on the internet says. Like that's one thing. But it's another thing to trust an actual expert speaking in their field of expertise. I better run. And oh geez. There are not enough of us who are trusting enough of experts. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Holy smokes. Anyway, but yeah, not enough of us are trusting the public health experts when we should, and it's a real pain because it's causing those of us who actually have been paying attention, doing what we're supposed to do, all of that, you know, is causing us distress because we. Oh, I'm gonna put that gray wool in my incinerator. Um, because like, I just want to have a regular school year. I don't want to have to face down potentially more lockdowns and, you know, like I sent some of my best actors off a year and a half ago without performing their senior play, a play that I wrote for them. They went off without performing it. Why? Because of lockdowns, because COVID happened, and they they didn't get the chance. You know, they didn't even get a regular graduation. We just said goodbye, and well, we didn't even say goodbye. They were just gone. They were just, you know, we said goodbye for spring break. You know, I said have a good spring break, and then some of them I haven't seen since. Some of my brightest, best, most talented, you know, have not seen them since. And that is just sad. It's really sad to me that that's how that went. So I'm just looking for sand that I can get without getting a freaking trident to the face. Um. Anyway, I was wandering this direction. Hopefully, I'll find my way back home. I don't have great spatial reasoning. Anyway, but yeah, I'm terrified of what might happen if we don't take things seriously. And we currently aren't taking things seriously enough. And everybody's acting like COVID is over and people are still dying. People are still getting it and people are still dying. It is very much real. It is very much still a thing. Life in the times of COVID, it's not easy. It's not fun. A lot of things that we took for granted are just gone. I may never see a working drinking fountain again, for example. Like just a public water source where you can go in, stick your mouth on it, and get who knows whose germs. But yeah, those are just gone. And they're gonna stay gone most likely. And and a lot of things have changed. This is one small example of one thing that has changed slightly. There are many other things that have changed drastically, huge changes. And it's going to be interesting to see how life carries on from here. What do we do? What do we, how do we feel about it, and how do we move forward? Boom, birchen boat. But I will say, like, amongst all of and I'm gonna get myself a shovel. Amongst all of the like fear and trepidation and like feelings that those great feelings of like I have no control over anything that's happening right now, and I feel like it's all gonna be bad, which is how a lot of people feel right now. Well, guess what? There's also a lot of hope. There's also a lot of hope that things are gonna get better, and that they're going to get better soon. And I am it's funny because I seem to all the world, to so many of the people who meet me, I seem like a freaking huge, I could just get it over here. I seem like a huge pessimist. I'm not. I know I seem that way, but I'm not. I'm actually a pretty big optimist. I do believe that things can and will get better. I desperately want them to. And I'm going to do what I can to help them get there. But it's a little sad, it's a little hard, it's a little frustrating when you know that one of the things that can help is for people to believe experts in their area of expertise. And the sad thing is that so much of this has been pointlessly politicized. Look, you can feel however you want about number 45, about our outgoing president, but you know what? He never, ever tried to be president of the entire country. He never did. He his people found, the people that put together his campaign, they were like, hey, we can actually divide and conquer. Which, oddly enough, is what Russia wanted. That Russia actually gains quite a bit from having a sharply divided United States. They can get away with all kinds of crap that normally we'd be checking them on. But if, we've got trouble at home, then we're going to be too busy to really check in on trouble abroad. And that is Russia's great hope. And that is why they've been doing some of the crap they've been doing. And we know Putin's behind it, and he's being a real jerk about it. And, all of his stupid, like, haha, you think I am guy who can do thing. And it's like, yeah, we do. We literally do. But only because of your track record of being that guy over a period of several decades. Were it not for that, maybe we wouldn't think it was you. Anyway. Yeah, I don't want to get all pointlessly political, but like that's the nature of the beast. I didn't politicize a pandemic. I didn't. I'm not the one who's like, hey everybody, if you lean right, then you shouldn't wear a mask and you should yell at people who do. And if you lean left, then you should wear a mask and you should yell at people who don't. I didn't make that a thing. I would never have wanted that to be a thing. I think no intelligent person who didn't have some sort of political something to gain out of it would do such a thing. And yet here we are. We do have a situation in which there are political factions, which I use the term faction very intentionally and conspicuously, referencing, of course, the Federalist Papers and the concerns about two things that Madison especially believed could absolutely destroy American democracy. And what are those two things, pray tell? Well, faction, splitting ourselves up into groups, us and them, So doing that, number one. And number two, foreign influence. Allowing foreign countries to help decide who our leaders are going to be. And yeah, you can feel however you want about number 45, but I've actually read the Mueller report, which only 7% of Americans have. And I know what it says. One of the things it states explicitly is that Russia found, and this was based on findings from every single intelligence agency that the United States has. In the report, it says 13. I did not know we had 13 intelligence agencies. I mean, I knew about, obviously, the obvious ones, FBI, CIA, NSA, those ones. I don't know what the other 10 are, but yeah, we've got a bunch of intelligence agencies, and absolutely every single one of them said that Russia interfered in the 2016 election because Putin believed that he would benefit more from having a Trump presidency than from having a Clinton presidency. And here's the fun fact, is that he did. Now, before you go calling me a partisan shill, I don't like Hillary Clinton. I don't. I haven't. I don't. I won't. That's how I feel about it. I don't like the Clinton family. But you have to pause and take note of the fact that here we are, divided as we have ever been, and that division has caused needless suffering and death in this pandemic, because there are people who should have taken it seriously but didn't. People who should have taken precautions but didn't. And here we are. and it's been a long freaking pandemic, and we're still not out of the woods. And who knows when we're going to be out of the woods, because we still have to get enough people, like, we just have to get through to the other side of this thing. And such an important part of that is the effort to get everyone vaccinated. You don't hear a lot about people getting polio these days. Why don't you hear a lot about people getting polio these days? Because the very agencies that people are disparaging now are the agencies that eradicated polio with vaccines, with science. And it hasn't been that long since they did that very important work that we should never stop being grateful for. And that we should look to as inspiration for what we are doing now. Okay. I had tried glass panes, but I don't know how to make them. Is it this? I don't know. What's a glass pane? How do you make a glass pane? I know that there are people watching this. They're like, you've been playing Minecraft for forever and you don't know how to make glass panes. I don't. You dingus. Show me how to make... Come on. Okay. Yeah, this is ridiculous, but I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on. Okay, that makes sense. All right, close you, you dingus book. You are no help whatsoever. You rarely are any help whatsoever. But yeah, I would have never used glass panes were it not for the fact that somebody was like, hey, did you know that glass panes make your glass go a lot farther? And I was like, no, I did not know this. And they were like, yeah, how about you learn how to actually Minecraft? And I was like, but I do mostly just, you know, stuff that other people are going to find ridiculous and boring. You know, I play Minecraft my way, not for you and your expectations, but for me and mine. Anyway, which is why I recorded and put it on YouTube. But no, I recorded and put it on YouTube, and then if people are like, "Hey, I want to see your YouTube channel," I'd be like, "Psh, no." How about don't? Anyway. Boom. That's fun with the Ziggy type Zags. Speaking of Ziggy, remember that cartoon? Anyway, regardless. Yeah, I wish things weren't so ridiculously messed up in this country. And I honestly and truthfully do fear civil war. Because I think we're that stupid. And I think we are in a good place where we could have a civil war. I don't think it'd be a good idea, but I think it could happen. I think it very realistically could happen. Anyway. And I don't want it. It would be like the first Civil War was stupid. What were we fighting over? States' rights to own slaves. Means of production, whether we should use in industry and technology or whether we should own human beings. Ugh, God. Civil War. With your definitely being about slavery and all attempts to recontextualize that history in terms of not slavery, to try and make it seem like maybe the Confederacy weren't the bad guys. Like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, history is written by the victors. And you were not the victors. Therefore, we shouldn't really give a crap what you have to say about it. Because guess what? Regardless of whether or not you think that it was about slavery, it was a bunch of slave owners fighting against people who were, by and large, abolitionists. So, yeah. Like, even if you want to make the argument that, like, oh, that's not what it was really about, well, then why were those the two sides that were having this conflict? Anyway, people be ridiculous. But yeah. Oh, I still got a bunch of sand I should have put in the freaking furnace, but oh well, I guess we'll do that in a minute. But yeah, I'm so glad it's the Olympics right now. Why? Because Olympics are a time to come together. Like, there are Olympians who might be Trump supporters. There are Olympians who might be Biden supporters. There are fans who are definitely both. And it's nice to remember that there is anything that unites us as Americans. A common cause of cheering for our nation in an international competition. Like that's fine and dandy. I'm all about that. Like, love international competitions. And it's really something to pull together about. So it's good. Feel good about it. Oh, yay, more glass. Um, let's put this in, and let's put some of this in so that we can maybe have enough to make it. Anyway, but yeah, I just hope that everybody watches the Olympics and has a sense of not nationalism, because nationalism can go suck rocks. Like, it's I give a crap about nationalism, but about a national pride that is rooted in what we represent and what we should represent to the world. The hope of progress, the hope of self improvement. Like, that's what the Olympics are all about. Is people who have devoted their lives to one pursuit, competing against others who have done the same, and trying to find that, it's the higher, faster, stronger. That is the Olympic motto. And what a great thing to strive for. I really believe in an America that can get better. Now, here's a fun thing, people. I don't know why I get all political, but I do. There has always been, and there will always be, a divide between a liberal way of thinking about American politics and governance and a conservative way of thinking about American politics and governance. And guess what? I'm fine with that. My recently dearly departed older brother was the extreme opposite end of the political spectrum from me. And guess what? We got along fine. We could talk politics. Not only could we talk politics, we could disagree openly and disagree completely about, where America is, where America should be, all of that, the big disagreements that we have. Man, these glass panes really look different. I've seen them before, and they look different in this, the new version of Minecraft with the partial caves update. Anywho's, it's yeah. The fun thing is that I am tremendously optimistic. This is my nature. But I'm also tremendously concerned about where we are and where we're going. But I also believe that, it's not all doom and gloom on the horizon. There is a lot. There is a lot that lies ahead of us that can be wonderful, that can be good. There's a lot to look forward to. Same way that like every freaking the end of every summer is a period of grieving, of mourning, being sad and sorrowful for what has been over the summer, what should have been, what you wish would have been, and what, you never got around to, that kind of stuff. Always a thing over the summer. The end of every summer, there's never been a time over the summer where I haven't been, oh, goats, that's right, goats are new. I don't know what's up with goats. I'm gonna hit one with a sword. Get sorted, fool. He gave me nothing. I shouldn't have killed him. Oh, no. Yeah, because, see, that's the thing. I don't watch Minecraft videos, which should be evident to anyone who's watching me, like, pointlessly meander through this Minecraft world. And I don't read Minecraft, like, stuff about, like, oh, here's what's Minecrafting in Minecraft world. Oh, run. For the love of God. Where are you? There you are. Come at me, bro. There we go. Did it. Killed him. Anyway, yeah, I don't really... Like, people have been asking me for months and months, are you excited about the Caves update? And I wasn't. I remain unexcited. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to build this, like, ugly gray corporate office building as my home. I'm going to clear out a massive mine for, like, no reason, and I'm going to call it good. And speaking of calling it good, I got to wrap this video up and I got to go to bed because my lovely wife is already there. She's probably sawing logs and having sweet dreams of, our comfy new bed. We got a new mattress and it is comfy as comfy gets. Anyway, I better get to it, people. Anyway, I had a student who was like, you should record a Minecraft video. I'm pretty sure if he watches this one, he will be disappointed. Y'all shouldn't watch this. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous and pointless is what it is. I do this channel for me, for my own pleasure, for my own enjoyment. And if you enjoy it, what are you doing? Yeah. Anyway. Well, that's it for this one, people. We will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.